Hi everyone. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Hi Sanjjana. How are you?
Very good, how are you?
Thanks. Good. Welcome Sanjana to Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
I see somebody's wearing makeup today.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I'm without makeup. I just have lipstick on and a little kajal.
But you look as beautiful as ever. You don't need makeup. The gorgeous millennial mom Sanjana.
Okay.
Amazing. We're so excited to have you on the show, Sanjana. To Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Thank you.
And a brief introduction for our listeners. Sanjana is our esteemed guest. She's a South Indian actress and activist. And Sanjana started her acting journey as a child actor in 2005. And she won critical acclaim in several roles, including a pivotal supporting role with Prabhas. The amazing thing is, Sanjana is also a mother to an adorable 10-month-old baby boy. And we are very excited to talk about Sanjana's pregnancy, birthing, that entire experience of motherhood. Right? So I'm ready, Sanjana, because I have done
Yes, when I'm ready, I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to this conversation.
Brilliant. So we'll start from the start, right? How did you find out that you were pregnant? How did you suspect you're pregnant? And how did you tell your husband and family? What was that like?
Me and my husband are a very no drama couple, very simple people. And so we plan to have a baby, and by God's grace, the very month we planned to have a baby, we were blessed with a baby. And it was a huge relief because I have become a mom at 34. My husband's close to 10 years older than me. He's 44. So for us, we are like elderly parents, right? We are not like those parents who are 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, who can the fertility rate comes down when you become an elderly woman. It's called elderly prime gravida or something like that, right? Yeah. So the chances of you conceiving easily is lesser, and then people after their 30s or 35s, they go for IVFs and do whatnot. So I was a little bit petrified. Will everything just happen when I wanted to happen? And by God's grace, everything just happened.
That's amazing. Congratulations. So how did you break the news to your family? How did you tell them?
I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. My husband came home and पेट में लड्डू फूट रहे थे. I just showed him the pregnancy test, sachet saying, okay, see, it's positive and that's it. And I didn't tell my mom. I wanted to keep it very conservative for 2-3 months. And once the baby is a little bigger, I'm more confident. That's when I wanted to open it up with everyone. And my mother, the detective. All moms are detectives, right?
Absolutely.
So I was going to Manipal Hospital the very first month for my first checkup, and my mom came with me, and then she was all speculative, what's happening with my daughter? Why is she not telling me? Why is she going to the hospital so many times? But Mom, it's a general checkup. And then I told her, Mom, you stay here. I'll just go meet the gynecologist and come. So I just went into the gynecologist cabin and I started talking to her, and my mom's sitting right next to me suddenly. क्या हो रहा है मेरी बेटी के साथ? And then the gynecologist continued to talk because she had to talk. That's her job. And then my mom was like, wow, you're pregnant. You didn't tell me. I told, yeah, I wanted to hold the news for some time, but all thanks to your detective nature. Because you came and sat on my neck and got it out from me. And then she was all happy and jumping and all that. And one led to another. And yeah, today my baby's 10 months.
That's amazing. Such an amazing story. But I think after becoming mothers, we tend to now understand so much more about why they do what they do. Because in that scenario, I think you would also do exactly the same.
If my mom was a detective, she would have been so successful.
So successful. Amazing. And how was your, you felt pregnant, I think, after the COVID second wave, but there was still some little bit of COVID here and there. So did that impact your visits to the hospital, or what precautions you were taking?
No, and after I was pregnant also, there was a lot of COVID doing the rounds. I did take precautions of not going to heavily crowded areas. I took precautions of staying indoor, and my back gave up. I felt like I was carrying some 100 kilos in my body, and I'm this very sporty and very strong woman. So complaining about pain and all does not come to me easily. Even if I have the worst pain, I'll be like, it's okay, I've taken a painkiller, let's go work. But my back just gave up, especially closer to delivery. It became so sensitive, my lower back. I really suffered with the back pain, and I was like exhausted by the end of my pregnancy. You can't sleep the last 3-4 months. You know how it is. You've had 2 children.
Yeah.
So just turning left and right and sleeping to a comfortable side also was a huge challenge in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now when you think you want to do it all over again, you're like, do you really want to go through all that again? But yeah, woman will be woman. You like kids. I mean, you want to go through it all over again.
I think it's also because, then for the second one, you're not really thinking so much about the journey. You sort of know what the end result is, and it's such a cute little baby. And so,
Himmat chahiye.
yeah.
To think with that bigger heart, you have to have a lot of courage.
Since we reached that point, like, what was your thinking? Like, what are you thinking at the moment when you say that, okay, I feel like I'm ready for it? What goes on in your head?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for it. As much as I'm a career-oriented woman, I have entered a phase in my life, and I'm psychologically more of a family kind of a woman also today. So I kind of want to balance out my responsibilities, because all my life I have been on the run. From the age of 12, I have worked. I've been on the run, catching up with everything. So even now, I'm on my toes, I'm on the run. But as much as I'm on the run, I also sometimes think I give the leverage to myself, saying, okay, look back towards your family, because ultimately it's your family who will stay with you. And it's not the career, it's not the glamour, it's not the achievements. Everything will fade with time and age. When we see our parents, we feel that, and we see we have that family kind of a compassion in our country, which has still which has still retained in itself very beautifully. Like the Western countries don't have that, and people suffer with so much isolation, so much depression, and everything is the result is psychologically connected. It's the choices you make for yourself. So I think having a beautiful family is really, really lovely. And one should do the right thing at the right age and not regret later.
No, absolutely. So well said. I think since you are an actress, right, it's a very big thing coming from you that, family and then, balancing your career, because I know you very closely and you haven't let the fact that you are now a mom stop you even once. You are still equally compassionate. You still work as hard. So what drives you, Sanjjana?
For me, it's like how I need food, the same way I need work.
Well said.
Yeah, for me, it goes hand in hand. If I can't work, then I think my husband will run away in a day. So, previously, how it used to be is my husband used to be like, if I would use to trouble him, when is your next flight? When are you traveling? You should take a break. So he used to be like that. But even now, I keep myself so busy, and there are so many things that are driving me and keeping me busy. So yeah, catching up with things in itself is keeping life going. And it's a beautiful process. You need to keep evolving. Every year, you need to evolve more and more. Like, look at really powerful people. Like, look at Narendra Modi, or look at, so many other leaders who are really old. Look at some actors who are really old. Look at the ones who are active. Look at Anil Kapoor, he's active. Look at Amitabh Bachchan, he's active. And look at the others, they are not active. So when you look at someone who's not active, it's not necessarily that Anil Kapoor is the number one star of the country, or everybody makes their own space here, right? But what happens is, if you keep yourself active with the process of aging, you age beautifully, you age gracefully, you age purposefully, rather than you sitting like an old hack there and just gossiping, wasting your time. And you lose respect for your own activities if you're not working.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so a working mind is like a God's own, mind working, and an empty mind is like a devil's workshop. That's always been told. So yeah, so working mind is like a God's temple. You don't have time for nuisance, or you don't have time to be involving in non-productive things. So I
Yeah,
think life should be like this.
very well said. Very, very inspirational also. So
Yeah.
back to your pregnancy and birthing, right? So you struggled with back pain and so on. And did you deliver in Bangalore, or I think you flew down?
No. So I had my doctor who's a friend who flew down from Hyderabad for my delivery, who's
Okay,
a very dear friend.
right. Excellent.
So she was like, I am coming when you're delivering. I am coming into the operation theatre. And she's a gynecologist herself. So I very much delivered in Bangalore and I delivered in the very best facilities. I delivered in Manipal Hospital and they really took care of me so well. It was a very overwhelming experience because when you become a mother, so emotionally bond and going through a C-section because my baby was heavy in itself was a huge task. You had a C-section or you had a normal delivery?
Two normal deliveries.
You had two normal deliveries, so you're lucky. So I overate when my baby was in my stomach. I overate meat. I overate food because I wanted a hatta tagda baby. Okay, I because still the baby is very fragile. However hatta or tagda he is, because they're very tiny. So I was very greedy about his size. I was like, it's okay, I'll go through whatever I have to go through, but I need a slightly healthy baby so that I can carry him easily and things like that. So I had a lot of aspirations. So I went on eating stroll, and then after that came the day when he told me that when they told me how your delivery is 10 days away, but your baby's weight is such that it's time for the baby to come out now only. So tomorrow morning you get admitted, get the C-section done because the baby is heavy.
Right.
I told, okay, fine, let's go through this. I thought it's going to be one small lick and what else? चलो इतना देख लिया लाइफ में ये भी कर लेंगे. Okay, so घुस गए ऑपरेशन थिएटर में. The stab is so bad. The C-section stab is so bad. The cut in your stomach later on is so bad. It's like you've been stabbed 3,000 or 4,000 times in your stomach. That bad of pain it was for me to recover. So my husband is sitting next to me and he's making faces. No, but that's how much pain I went through, and for me to recover from that, the first 3-4 days it was very adverse, like it was intolerable. Yeah, but then looking at the little one and looking at the immediate responsibility of being an injured mom, but yet you have the responsibility to feed your child, and that becomes your priority over your pain. You just mend your brain, okay, focus on the child, not on the pain, focus on the child, not on the pain, and that's what happens finally.
So this is something I ask everybody at this point, right? Because it's a very important thing that we tend to forget very fast. So the first time you saw your child, first thought in your mind, the moment you lay eyes on Alaric,
is this for real? Is what my feeling is. Is this for real? And did I just give birth to another life? And it was very beautiful. And my husband also had tears in his eyes. He was thinking of his mom. If his mom was alive, she would have been the happiest person, sort of a thing. So it was very special. It was the most beautiful feeling ever. Ever.
Yeah, I think that's one of the core reasons why some women decide to have a second child, because that was for me. Like I wanted that feeling again once more. It's overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely overwhelming.
It's amazing. And so then how for first few days after Alaric was born, and you had just had a C-section, how were those days?
So those days were a challenge because I had a whole lot of people telling me, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And that really takes a toll on me. Like not one thing or two things. Like every 5 minutes I had people taunting me what I have to do. Or every 3 minutes I had people taunting me what to do. So if there's food kept in front of me and I'm reaching out to food, they would snatch it and say, no, now you're not supposed to eat this. And I was like, why are they behaving like this? It's really harsh. Yeah, but yeah, kind of coped up with it.
Yeah, and
They-
for a lot of women, especially weeks, because there's just so much, there's like a hormonal havoc that's happening, right? They go through, I mean, a lot of emotional turbulence. Was that something that you also faced? It's called baby blues, but
No, I would just feel in my mind that, just leave me alone sort of a thing
yeah,
with my baby.
with my baby. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was still here, but I just sailed through it.
Yeah.
I just sailed through it without complaining.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is attributed to the fact that inherently you're a very positive person, right? You're a very strong individual. That's good.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can be put in the roast.
True, true. No, well said.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I was put in the roast and then I kind of came out of it and how I know it.
And so, having a child it's like a very life-changing experience, right? Especially for women. You go through an intense amount of pain and then you have these intense amount of emotions and then you realize, like you said, that, oh my God, did I do this? Did I really give birth to a whole new living being? Right? So, what was the impact on you and how has motherhood after Alaric's birth changed you as a person and changed your life?
So the only thing I do is I finish my work, I finish my few things, and I immediately go back to him. And then I finish my list of works, and then I go back. And every 2 hours I'll work, and then every 2 hours my break, 15-20 minutes is only with him. I'll go reach out to him. I'll try to grab him. I'll try to play with him. I'll make sure he's eaten. I'll make sure his diaper is changed. I'll make sure he's looking happy. I'll make sure he's contented. And then, okay, fine. Then I'll give him back to the nanny, and again I'll sit with my phone and work. It's a drill. It's a drill. I'm sure you're going through the same.
I'm going through the same. I
Yeah.
have a play area right behind my office. So, I mean, she's like working, playing.
But you have two of them. How are you handling them?
Yeah,
And both are, one is in a very fidgety age and one is just learning to walk and she's in a hyper fidgety age, the younger one.
absolutely. I see. It's a long story. We'll save it for another day, Sanjana.
But you have a nanny now.
I do. I do have help. Otherwise, I think all moms need help. It takes a village, especially if you're a working mom, as you might very well understand.
And then you get to hear things like you're not even with your baby. You're not even spending time with your baby. When would you spend time with your baby?
True.
You still get to hear taunts any which ways. So, like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, whatever.
True.
Fine, whatever. And so now I'm like so evolved that I don't respond to taunts.
Yeah.
जो बोल रहे हैं उनको बोलने दो, उनको उनका काम करने दो, हम हमारा काम करेंगे.
Very
उनके बोलने से या करने से ऐसा नहीं है, कुछ चीजें बदल जाती हैं. So if somebody elderly is saying you don't have time for baby, I will just smile and like, I'll try to make time.
It's a good strategy. Nice.
Yeah. You don't lose out on anything instead of responding in a negative way. Just stay calm, smile, and respond.
How soon after Alaric was born did you actually get back to work and start
I never stopped working. Like on the day he was born, I suddenly saw my Instagram stories has 45,000 views. And I was like, what is happening? And then when I was there on the bed and then he was sleeping next to me, my phone was with me. I wanted to divert myself from the C-section pain. And I was like, and I knew his name is going to be Alaric Pasha. So I had a certain name in my brain. If there's a girl who's born, this is what we'll name her. Because hospital mein you have to give it for the birth certificate, right? The girl is born, this is what we'll name her. The boy is born, and this is what we'll name him, is what we had planned. So while he was sleeping, and then I was like suffering in pain, I wanted to keep myself busy. The workaholic worms were doing the rounds in my brain. I'm like, let me just make an Instagram page. And in the hospital bed itself, I sat there and I made his Instagram page. Then one led to another. I was like, why not make his Facebook page? My profile is trending. So on the very first day, he'll start trending. He's just born. So on the very first day he's born itself, I sat and made his, he was born at 6:33 a.m. So on that day itself, I sat on 19th May and I made his Facebook profile also. I interlinked both and I started work. So I didn't show his face, of course, but apart from showing his face, I just started posting things on that.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
It's just, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, Sanjjana. And I think I think Alaric is not even one yet. So this is a very fresh experience for you, motherhood. What advice, suggestions would you have for women who are actually undergoing this now, who are pregnant, or who have recently become new moms?
Be bold. Don't be vulnerable. And don't be at the, don't listen to unscientific suggestions. Argue. Do your research. Have a doctor whom you can reach out to who is very flexible to reach you over a phone call also. Not just if you want to physically visit. Select a doctor like that who's available over a phone call. Or otherwise, if you're going to your doctor, once in a way, if your doctor is not reachable for whatever reasons over the phone, make sure you take a checklist of all your questions when you go. And if elder people are giving you 500 suggestions, just say, okay, sure, I will follow. But do what is scientifically correct. Do only what your doctor says. You respect your elders, it's fine. You keep them high in their space, it's fine. You place them high in your life, it's fine. But do only what is scientific.
Excellent. Great words of advice, Sanjjana. Thank you so much.
It's not worth it to be arguing with people. Really, it's really not worth it. And sometimes you have to see your elders again and again. You need to bump into them because they're family. And it creates an awkward situation saying, oh, she's so proud. Oh, she's such a wicked mom. Oh, she's such a bad listener. Oh, she never follows. She's not at all humble. So why get character assassinated?
Absolutely. No, very well said. I think I've read this so many times where women are like, even if I do this, I get taunted. Even if I do this, I get taunted. So I don't know what to do.
Don't do anything. Just say, oh, okay, fine. Thank you. And do your thing.
Yeah, best strategy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. I think with that, we've come to the end of the show. But Sanjjana, it was such an amazing, exciting discussion with you. And especially your advice for new moms, I think that is super duper helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Sanjjana, today.
Thank you so much, Hina.
Thanks.
It was lovely talking to you. Very nice makeup.
Thank you.
You should go out for a coffee. Okay.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.